But shout out to Boz. You told me he was born. I don't like how you said he was born. Boz is that nigga, bro.
Boz ain't got no bops. Like, what am I bumping in the car that's Boz?
See, this is my thing with you, bro. Is you don't like him. That's not for you. But you don't give him respect. You got to give respect to people that you don't listen to. You ain't got an ear for.
I mean, I give Logic his respect. You know, he's
I
not.
mean, Logic get busy. I mean, Logic is just once again, it's just. And I love Logic, but it's just, bro, like, you gotta stop giving a fuck, bro. Like, he cares too much. When you fold for, like, Joe Budden because of what Joe Budden said, nigga, fuck Joe Budden. Like, Joe Budden is not on the same level as Logic.
I like.
He's not. I mean, and even Drake said, what did Drake say? Drake told Joe Budden in like a long caption. He said, bro, like, you never made nothing of yourself with your career. So, like, why are you talking for it?
But then again, why is Drake making a long ass toxic woman caption to this nigga? Joe is playing Drake, bro. Y'all know I love me some Drake. I'll play that nigga right now. Ooh, yeah, that 8 a.m. Charlotte. Hey, that 8 a.m. in Charlotte is hitting. But like, nigga, like, stop. Why are you so sensitive?
I mean,
don't do that, nigga.
He's RB Graham. I mean, that's RB Graham.
Real, bro. Hey, real.
Shout out light skin.
Hey, let's get into it.
Let's get into it, y'all.
Peace, family. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back to another episode of the Peace of Mind podcast. I am King Coop. To my right,
I'm King Rel.
And of course, we got King Sage, the one and only, baby.
The one and only.
You already. So
what you got to go? Oh, you got the black sheep hat. Okay,
black sheep. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look though, y'all. This week, man, it was so nice. We had to run it back twice. We are continuing our Uncomfortable series, Uncomfortable Truth series about, just different things. So this week we're gonna be continuing the conversation about America's downfall. But this week we're gonna be doing a little different spin to it. We're gonna be talking about American entertainment.
Yeah, music movies, arts, all the way across the nation. I'm really excited about this one, man, because honestly, we've had countless of conversations about this.
We talk about this all the time.
Yeah, we talked about how the music these days is trash, but then we talked about how but they always said that. So I'm really excited to dive into this topic, y'all. Let's get it.
Heard that. So let me just open up with a question. Like we all hip hop fans here, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if y'all can remember, because for me, I honestly may not even remember, but what was the last hip hop project that really, like, in the words of Kanye, stuck to your ribs? Them lyrics that stick to your ribs. What was the last project?
The last project.
Boz.
Is this
Boz, nigga. No, and look,
that wasn't even a hip hop album.
Okay, let me talk to you real quick.
Go ahead, break it down.
I'm gonna break it down because we talked about this before we got on air. So this is why I like Boz album, because like it's not strictly hip hop, but you got to understand the way that hip hop is moving forward, the way hip hop is evolving. Boz's album was the direction in what black cultural music is going to head to anyway. This whole Afrobeat infused with hip hop, infused with R&B. The way that he twists his sounds, the way that he approaches his craft, every single Boz album is something different. It's almost comparable to a Kendrick. And I feel like I don't hear something that is new because I've been listening to music for so long. I'm such a huge hip hop head, such a huge R&B fan, such a soulful person. So it's so different and it's so against the grain to what culture is. It's not just bass and auto-tune and bitches twerking. Nah, it's actual
with that,
twerking.
but I'm talking about rapping ability. He hasn't wowed me with his, like, I don't have no Boz lyrics that I can quote. Like, there's nothing spectacular about. Bro, he came to UNCG. We saw the concert and I
shout out there.
Like, I didn't know.
Shout out Shadow.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Shadow.
Yeah, Boz, man. I don't know. He's not for me.
I can give you a quote.
I'm about to say, so,
a quote.
like, what is the
last project that stuck to you?
Is this like in any timeline?
Yeah, like,
nah,
whatever.
like
What was the
latest,
most latest one?
Latest one? I would say Conway's Gotta Make Mistakes.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Like 2022. Because for me, someone like Conway that comes like a long way, from getting shot in his mouth, just really putting in that work, was paralyzed and whatnot, and then to really give everything he had. I felt like God Don't Make Mistakes album was like his most introspective album. He took his time with it. He had features from Wallow. I love Wallow. Shout out to Philly. Wallow.
And that Bernie Siegel feature was
Beanie
hard.
Siegel?
Yeah, lock and load. Benny Siegel Beans from Bean Street, Philly. So that's actually like a thing. Like it is a Bean Street, Philly. But anyway, but yeah, Conway's God Made Mistakes, 2022. To me, that was like the album of the year, and that really stuck with me.
That's what's up, man. And honestly, I do got one. I say Benny the Butcher, Tenor Talk. Was it 3 or 4 where he was on the
4.
album, the baby picture?
4.
Wait, talking about
No,
where he was
four
like
is
red.
right.
Hold on, was that big picture like red?
Yeah.
So that's Tenor Talk 3.
Tenor Talk 3. That was the last album that I can remember right now.
He had 97 old when that song.
Yeah, but Bottles and what's it? The whole thing was fire.
He had Joe Pesci, something.
Joe
like that.
Pesci 38.
Yeah, that was a smooth track.
All of that, y'all. But I'll bring that up to say, man, like, right now we're in the era of instantaneous gratification, right? So, you know, some of the projects that you used to hear that used to come out and people would bump them and like not get tired of them, you know, they used to stick to your ribs. But now we got people like, and this is no offense to NBA Youngboy, because I used to be the biggest NBA Youngboy fan, but like, yo, the rate of music that he puts out, it's like he's trying to satisfy the crowd with how much demand it is, but it's lacking quality control when you put out that much like that.
And I have to like agree, because like he does put out music like back to back, and then most of the time it's like it's kind of it's like, you know,
noise.
It's like the same old thing, him screaming and yelling. Like, yeah, you know, like I just got that nigga. Da, da, da. It's like, all right, bro, like we
say this,
like, hey, like we get it, like that. You want Demon Time, but it's like, you know, try to switch it up a little bit. Now I did like his feature run, because he did a feature run with Jordan Lucas, Cut You Off, and I like, you know, the way that he was flowing on that. I think
Jordan Lucas trash too.
Nah, he's not trash. But shout out to you know, Youngboy for expanding your range, for, you know, showing your lyrical ability, because he did get busy on that song Cut You Off by Jordan. And Jordan's not trash. Shout out to Jordan.
Yeah, dog. I mean, you know that Youngboy sound the same in every single song since damn near 2016.
He's never been a Youngboy fan, by the way. So
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, I respect him because, bro, niggas be telling me like, yo, he's probably the Tupac of this generation. That's absurd to me. But I remember when he, like, back in college, niggas was just come up to me. Like,
I told you that, yeah.
Yeah, you and then, bro, this girl named she shall remain nameless. Told me about that too. Yeah, I mean, that just goes for the sign of the times. You know what I mean? Really, I feel like personally this came from No Child Left Behind, that type of mindset, because now they just give awards to anybody. Like, anybody can get an award just for showing up. And though I get the mindset of 80% of passing the test is just showing up, you're losing the, what is the word I want to use? You're losing the, I don't know, the credibility of going through the proper lines of succession.
Yeah, I know.
You know
So
what I
like
mean?
the ambition of going through it, because
Yeah, because
like,
you can't. You just jump to the end, but like you know what I mean. We can just get pianos off of our computer, but they're just mechanical sounds. You can get guitars, you
You're
can
not
get
actually
strings,
learning the
but
keys
like that's
and the placements and getting the right posture. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
and that's what's wrong with music. Where it's not real music. It's just mechanical sounds. No, there's no bands anymore. We're not actually on the drums making music. Yeah, it's all mechanicalized, and there's nothing wrong with that. I say that we just abuse it too much, and we use it too much, and it's being used to make just everything to mimic each other.
And they said the same thing about you know, with Ice Spice, because she gained her like popularity like quick. So everybody's like, yo, like how is it that she can make like one good song like Munch and then just pop off that when she ain't put in no type of work?
Yeah.
Like, so
Blowing up instantly.
yeah, just blown off instantly, and then, you know, she get that. Wait, did Drake follow her or some shit like that? I think Drake did some shit like that, but
he endorsed us.
yeah, he endorsed her, but it's like she didn't put in the groundwork, so it's like it's not right, and that's the problem with today's generation, because it's like, you know, we don't know true quality music, something that's really gonna stick with you, because everything is just so microwave.
What is the thing, bro? And it's hard to pinpoint exactly when it started, because, like I said, we got old heads that was saying back in the 2000s that music is falling off. Niggas had a problem with Soulja Boy and shit. You know what I'm saying? Ice-T. You know what I'm saying? Old rappers. But I say, for me, really, bro, like, streaming is a big cause, and this whole instant gratification, like, microwave music. You know what I'm saying? We are right now, like, I think music is in the fast food stage of the sustenance. Like you hear a song, it's good, it's banging, but you only play it now. You might only play it for like a week. Like that last Drake album that dropped, it was a good album, but it didn't. Well, the one before that with the shorty on the cover, Her Loss.
Her Loss, yes.
The last album I played a little bit, but that Her Loss, I played it for like maybe a week, 2 weeks tops.
And that was top tier. That was a nice collab album right there.
Yeah,
him and 21. That was a good one.
But I mean, so where's that uncomfortable truth? Because the pushback I give y'all is that it doesn't just start with this generation. Because I said at the beginning of the episode that let's go all the way back to when blues and jazz came about. Fuck that, country came about too. They said that was the devil's music, right? With the storytelling that country music has, with the soul and the struggle and the love that was in blues and jazz, morphed into the beginnings of hip hop, and then 80s and 90s R&B, and then hip hop, and then as everything progressed, it just seemed like the older generation was always shitting on the new generation. And then I fast forward, and we're only 25, and we're sitting there talking about how the 2020 rap is trash. When we grew up in the 2010s and we heard the same bullshit when they were talking about Thug coming out, Rich Homie Quan. They said the same. They said Lil Wayne was the worst thing that ever happened to hip hop. Lil Wayne literally birthed this whole generation.
Crazy.
And you know we rock with Wayne every motherfucking day. You know what I'm saying? But see, where do we draw that line? That's an uncomfortable truth we got to ask ourselves. What's the difference between us and the other old heads?
I mean, well, I think, bro, like it's ironic because like. The whole thing with Atlanta, I think Atlanta was a big cause behind this because they were the ones that really was like, they started this mentality where it's like, okay, if I make it, I can be skilled, like I can really rap, but like you the homie, and like you ain't put the same work that I put in. But since I know you, I made it, and I know you doing a little something, I'm gonna bring you on with me. But you may not be ready for that yet. And it's so funny because like the label that really I tie a lot of this back to was quality control. Like y'all didn't have that quality control. Like that's to me like a lot of shit modeled around it. Then you got the rise of independent artists who, you know, that's a different conversation. Do we need labels again to really train these artists on stage performance, choreography, on taking time to perfect their craft, or should I just cause like I can now? I can upload some shit on Spotify, Apple Music, then I go out and tour from that. Like I think it takes time to craft these things, but like I said, we in that instant gratification era where streaming just allows anybody to become a superstar now.
I think that you just gotta have like a great team. You know, I'm not against labels because like I'm on label too, but I'm not against labels because you can literally like make it out here. It's just you have to have, you know, people that really give a fuck about you. That's really gonna like manage you. Be your agent, be your booking, that's willing to coach you on what you need to be doing. Because like nowadays, you know, we just live in a very social media world where like one song could get you like a lot of streams, and then boom, label's gonna be calling you to come on. So yeah, like you don't need a label to make it in today's time. Now back then,
are you for that though? Do you think that like the independent route is great and it introduces us to a lot more artists, or do you think artists should start going back to labels so that they can get this training and polish their sound before they come out?
I would say go back to the labels because like the labels, you know, labels have A&R. So A&R stands for artist repertoire. So A&R is somebody that's gonna be there, like kind of like a college basketball coach. They're gonna coach you on every single thing. You need to be doing right, like the right beat selection. The way that you rap, the way that you sing. Yeah, if you go back to the label, they're gonna make sure that every single thing you do is up to tier, and that way you'll be good for the music market or in the entertainment market.
Man, we need somebody to tell these people they ain't shit, bro. Like I was watching some shit on Instagram the other day. It was like a Apollo throwback with Steve Harvey was hosting, and they was getting booed, and like they weren't bad, but like you need that spirit of like, okay, like I know they gonna come at me hard, so I'm gonna come even harder. These niggas just don't get on the track and doing anything.
Yeah, but they saying whatever the fuck they want.
Sleep, like,
I was 6'9". How did that nigga even get fame,
crazy.
bro? This nigga put tattoos on his face and he got hot. You know what I mean? But I mean, going back to that label, to the label question, bro. Signing to a label at its core is all about expansion. Right. Expanding however you are, expanding your knowledge on how to appear in on stage, or how to appear when you go to an event, financial expansion, marketability expansion. I mean, shoot, that's what we did. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's not the labels that are the problem. It really all goes down to the people. You got to assign to the right people, and that's what's tough. This is a cold ass industry, So you got to be careful who you bumping shoulders besides and who you shaking hands with. You got to read the fine prints, because when it comes to this world, it's dog eat dog and money runs the world, and I'm just trying to run up a check. If I can fuck you over in the meantime and get you, make you a star, showing your pussy and talking about how bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks, then I'm gonna do it.
And that's the uncomfortable truth, you know. Hey,
but I mean, like, so, but see, like, think about it though. So I know we like brash the media for this, and I know in the last episode I was really heavy on. The individuals under a system are symptomatic of the system that they adhere to. So we're all symptoms of the system we're under, right? But at what point do we hold ourselves accountable, saying that, you know what I mean, I'm not going to just go out here and just listen to this bullshit. I'm not going to, this doesn't need to get radio play because they're playing it because it's popular, because that's what people want to listen to. How much accountability do we have for that?
Man, you know, a lot. Actually, when I was talking to, Lecrae back in Atlanta and whatnot, and he just simply told me, he said, it really comes down on the individual, because obviously OGs back in the day, you know, like the older generation, like they're guilty of it too. They talk about, you know, having to rob niggas, kill niggas, and then all that stuff. But even in the midst of that, it's like you still have to find, you know, that within yourself to make a positive change. Think of someone like Will Smith. Will Smith didn't curse in his raps, but niggas called him corny. Like that nigga's like, well, he's a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But at the same time, the man didn't curse in his raps at all, and he was promoting a positive message. So you can't hate on that. But everybody else, you know, and unfortunately, is like niggas just sold themselves out for that fucking money, because that's what the labels was bringing into them. So of course I'm gonna rap about bitches ain't shit.
Positivity's always been corny.
But yeah, everybody say, well, like nowadays it's like, you know, especially with the New Year drill, everybody say, yeah, come outside. But guess what? Niggas die outside. Mamas cry outside. Granny's cry outside, and then everybody got the Henny out, pour them out. Oh, well, long live my nigga. But then a week later, you're gonna move on with your life.
So I'll say, it's interesting that you brought up radio, man, because like for a long time, radio has been considered the voice of America.
Yeah, for real.
Voice of America. Back in the day, niggas was listening to the baseball games on the radio. Like, it's been a way to communicate to the citizens shit that's going on. So like, do y'all think that radio is one of the reasons why music is going down? Because we keep hearing the same shit all the time. Like, I can't even listen to K97.5. Hey, I love y'all. I want to work with y'all, but
shout out to
y'all play the
K97.
same 5 songs every day, and it's like, bro, like I can't deal with that. But then there's people that say that like radio play is how you get to the masses. Like, what's y'all opinion on that? Like, do you think radio kills music or elevates the artist?
Give me time. I'm gonna give me some time on that. The radio killing, the message of music, but I don't listen to K97.5 because I like to choose what music I listen to. I used to hate when they play shit I didn't want to listen. Like, bro, I don't want to hear this shit. Turn Fabulous off.
I'm dead as hell.
Hey, why Fab catch it straight off?
I ain't like Fab back then. I love Fab now though.
What you think, bro?
I think radio is a gift and a curse. Like, it does both. For the simple fact, like, yeah, you know, you're playing the same song like every 5 or 10 minutes, but at the same time, it's like that person is getting out there to like the masses and whatnot. But on the flip side, it's like, well, damn, like you're always playing them. Like, it's like, it's not like you don't have anybody else better. It's just a constant repetition of just like that particular artist and whatnot. So the radio needs to do a better job of selecting more songs for the viewers to listen to, and then also play the songs that need to get played, because there's a lot of songs out here that should be on the radio, right, but like they're not gonna play it because obviously, you know, negativity sells. That's just what it is.
Yep.
Like, you would never, every once in a while, you might hear some positive shit, but for the most part, it's just gonna be straight bullshit, nigga shit. Hey, it is what it is.
And I think it get deep, bro, because like obviously we know that like it's programming. They playing the same 5 songs so you can hear it and get used to the lyrics and shit. But with how instant things are and like how old shit getting now, like that shit gonna end up backfiring. Like I know, like I said, Jalen, you don't even listen to radio. I don't listen to radio. You listen to radio?
Hell no.
Everybody get in the phone, put their Bluetooth.
I feel
on,
like
so.
if you listen to radio, you 45 up. You have to.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But how do you even
changing
know,
for
bro?
nothing.
You gonna get tired of hearing the same 4 or 5 songs? It's like, bro, I didn't drove to work and heard the same song.
Every time I turn the radio on, Drake is playing. they playing some shit from 2017.
That shit crazy, bro. Because the new thing right now is playlists, right? So we got playlists on, Apple Music, Spotify, all that stuff. And I think that, like, we talking about evolution and a different age that we're in right now. I think 10, if this era goes the way it's going, because shit's so fast now you can't say, but maybe 5 to 10 years, I think if you want a playlist, you're gonna be considered corny. Like, all right, you get a playlist, I can't listen to them.
But you know what, though, Rail, you said something powerful. Negativity sells.
It does.
And what I said, positivity is corny. So positivity doesn't sell, but it's not the words of negativity. Positivity is sales. Selling. It comes down to, it's a business. And that's everything up under the foundation of America, which is capitalistic, which is based off the idea that my freedom is going to be based on money. I'm going to go out and I'm going to build the life for myself. I'm going to go and get it and I'm going to hustle for it. I'm going to be rich. My family going to be rich. My kids going to get it with whatever they want. We look at these things, and to the poor mind, to the middle income mind, that's something that we should strive for. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, but we ask ourselves these philosophical questions when we neglect the ground that we're standing upon. The ground that we're standing upon is based off, this is eventually gonna make money. Right. They say, okay, go chase your dreams, find what you're passionate about, find something that you love and learn how to make money from. That's what successful people do. Why is it that I have to think about making money out of something that's I'm just simply enjoying doing? That really dilutes the passion. But you know what I mean? I think that the people that learn how to do that just also learn how to fantasize the money and also have the skill sets to combine the two. So it has nothing to do with how passionate you are with a certain thing. It just has to do with your skill set. Are you skillful and are you smart enough to know how to do those things? And I personally don't believe that you should base success off skill sets. I think success is based off the quality of life that you live within all aspects of the journey. Embracing the ups and downs. So to bring this full circle, radio plays a part in fucking it up because radio is standing on the foundation of this capitalistic mindset. Radios have to make money. What in business, you take emotions all out of it. You really take the humanity out of it. What's gonna sell? You can't expect me to play this corny ass Joyner Lucas when Lil Baby has the hottest album of the motherfucking year right now. Are you crazy? If I own the radio station, do I want to make sure that my kids have a great Christmas and my family can go to Dubai, I can get another yacht, or am I gonna take a cut because, oh, it's for the good of humanity? You would want people to say it's for the good of humanity, but
see,
I mean, like ideally, you can't fault a person for saying, I mean, I gotta make money. And I mean, it doesn't have to be on that big of a scale. It could be on a small business scale. You know what I mean? People want to feed their families. And I mean, like, it kind of is stupid if you're in a certain situation and you choose the quote unquote simpish route.
Hey, like J. Cole said, and I mentioned this on our Dress episode, he said it comes down to money, right? Because again, McDonald's, they sell the poison, but people eat the poison because why? It makes money. And people smoke cigarettes, it's bad for their lungs, but they sell it because why? It makes money. That's what it comes down to. It's about making profit off of the next person. I know that's a hard pill to swallow because people, and we do it a lot in society because we like to bullshit ourselves. Like, oh no, it's not like that. Yes, the fuck it is. It's just you don't want to see it like that because that dark truth hurts. Buddy,
it hurts. Turn a blind eye to it.
It hurts.
I got a question for you, Coop. As a fellow hustler, that's where we mesh. One of the things where we mesh. You know what I'm saying? As a fellow hustler, Like, how do you choose to approach that life with combining your dreams and your financial goals?
Well, for me personally, bro, like I feel like I just started realizing my dreams, and like most of my life has been just kind of trying to do things on a straight arrow path. Going to school, getting the good grades, going to college, graduating, you know what I'm saying, going to business school, doing all this stuff. So I'm just now finding out what I really would enjoy doing. And I think that, you know, that to me, that I'm happy to have that future where I go to work and own my craft and get better at doing something and make money off of it. Especially the fact that I can get up and go anywhere in the world and do that.
Yeah, true.
I think that that's gonna bring me joy. So I did disagree with that point that you made about that. Even though I kind of see both sides, like it's like, okay, with music, right? You got rappers like Jay-Z and shit like that where, Andre 3K, great artist. He loved the craft, but it's like now he's at a point where he ain't really trying to do that, but the fans are like, yo, we need this, and that can take the passion out of it. So I see what you're saying, but like I think that like it's a matter of scale. Like if Andre wasn't as big as he was, and he just was like on a certain level doing shows, traveling, he probably would enjoy what he's doing.
Yeah,
but like the world is expecting a certain thing from him now. So
yeah. But I mean, you look at, I remember I see stand-up comedians all the time. Their favorite place to perform is at these hole-in-the-wall places where they just walk in and they just perform. They just surprise the crowd because they can be unfiltered. They can be their raw, authentic self. And art, in its truest form, is raw expression, no condom, raw. I'm just giving it to you, and that's not about how you receive it. It's just me. You know what I mean?
Well, that's facts, bro. Because like I think one of the reasons why music is falling off right now, we speaking about rap heavily right now because we hip hop heads, but this applies to more than just rap. But it's really lacking the human element. So I did some research. I came across this article. There's a band called Uncertified, and I'm sorry I don't remember where y'all are from, but they had a quote that really stuck with me. One of their artists, I think he was the drummer, his name was David Eastman. He said it's the human element that makes live music so entertaining. So basically they were talking about the music over the past 40, 50 years could easily be replicated in a live setting. But recently they started adding so many elements to it in studios and adding technology to it that you can't replicate this music in a live setting.
Is that them?
That might be them.
Yeah, New York City.
I don't know if that's done for sure, but that might be them. But basically, like, yeah, like the music that we're streaming and consuming right now, the reason why it's not sticking to our ribs, the reason why it's not like, I can sit with this for a while, because, nigga, this shit was made in a machine. Like, this, real instruments weren't used to put this together. So sonically, we all know the power that music has, right? When you hear a drum beating, when you hear that flute, when you hear them keys, like it do something to you. But I think the reason why the music ain't sticking right now, because this shit is artificial.
You know what though? You know what the flip side of that is though?
What's up?
We're also overstimulated. We're very overstimulated. It's not just because it's microwave rap. To look at it, to bring music in a positive light. I'm going back to my point with Boz. Hip hop started out with black culture, poor people coming together, and that raw expression about what's going on in the neighborhood. That manifested all the way to a global phenomenon. Niggas in UK are rapping, niggas in Dubai are rapping, they got K-pop. K-pop is hip hop for Koreans.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's what it's still.
That's what it is. But see, like that's how beautiful it is. You got white kids in the suburbs, in they Suburbans that they daddy bought for them, talking about nigga this, nigga that. You know what I'm saying? So like, in certain light that looks how it looks, but I mean like in a certain way that's beautiful. That's how beautiful, and that's how much hip hop has touched the world.
But that's how saturated it is at the same time, getting away from its roots.
See, but
that's what we talking about earlier off camera with Boz being from New York, and I don't even know this nigga's from New York.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to sound like he's from New York just because he's from New York. He's an artist. If you're a real artist, you don't want nobody to get your sound down. At least that's for me and my approach to art. That's how I would want to approach it.
It's also like just the era that we in now too, cause like niggas back then, like they had it back then where, bro, if you was on the East Coast, you couldn't listen to Tupac and the West Coast niggas. So the sound that you were in
was the sound that you were in. So if you from LA, you gotta sound like we LA. But that could be like, cause it's hard for me to find a new artist, cause we're conditioned to like what we like. That's another part of the story. Right. But to come full circle with it, there is also on that positive light, because it's manifested in so many different ways. There's actually a lot of great music being put out.
Oh yeah.
It's not just like I do try to tell the old folks, like, look, don't just go to the radio, don't just go to what's popular, bro. There's so much good. There's so many good hip hop artists out here that are challenging the culture, pushing it forward, talking about all types of struggles. So that is another thing we need to talk about. That on a positive light, there's so much greatness being dropped. Drake dropped an album, Travis Scott then dropped an album, Kanye dropped an album, Cole dropped an album, Kendrick dropped an album, Future dropped an album. All these people dropped an album within 3 months. Back in the day, from my understanding, bro, you don't have to sit with an album for a month. Right. But because like greatness and all types of different sounds are just being thrown to you and thrown to you and thrown to you, you know what I mean? It's like, you kind of, in a way, we're chasing a music high. And if you love music, music is spiritual. That it's a sonic spirituality. So we're kind of, in a way, chasing a high. Chasing that high of, I need something to hit me like I ain't never felt before. Whether it's a nice bar, whether it's something relatable, anything on that scale.
That's why Cole, if you watch the off-season documentary back in 2021. Yeah, so 2021. So Cole was just saying like, yo, like, I've gotten to this point where it's like, I feel like I'm just too comfortable. So I had to like really dig deep inside of myself to get that hunger back. And that's why he made the off season. And he always says like, a person should never lose that fire, because that fire will always keep you motivated, like always keep you inspired. And then also other artists that are inspired too is Nas. Like Nas is like 53 years old, but still, like, he's still in the studio, just hungry, just still trying to get it, just still trying to over-exceed himself. He's doing like a great job, but it's just like you said,
he's doing too much though. He released too much.
I mean, bro, this is the thing about Nas. Like, I think what's dope about Nas, because Nas is my favorite rapper.
Yeah, obviously.
Nas was like, yeah, obviously.
Nigga want to be Nas.
But what's dope about Nas though, bro? Last year was hip hop's 50th anniversary, and Nas' 50th birthday was last year. Like that's fine. That's dope and shit. Like that's the GOAT right there.
Yeah, I do think Jay-Z's better. We can spend the rest of the podcast talking about that. But he about to come out with an album. I heard. I'm looking forward to that.
Jay-Z.
I want to see what he's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. But I got one more thing to say about this too. Like,
what's up, bro?
So when y'all hear like music, what do y'all think is the most popular genre of music worldwide?
Hip hop and rap, instantly.
I don't know, that techno, electronic, pop scene,
that
bro.
K-pop.
Yeah, bro. So it's kind of I won't say it's hip hop. I say it's like hip hop infused with that pop, and that electronic sound. Like I think people that don't get enough credit, Missy Elliott and Timbaland, Pitbull,
for real,
like Flo Rida, that type of hip hop. That type of hip hop is what really brought white people in. Well, first of all, I think Eminem played a big part of that. I'm an Eminem fan, but I'm starting to think, was he a plant? Especially after that Cat Williams. Uncomfortable Truths. Tune in all year, man. Not for real though, because I'm all over the place. Let me calm down, y'all. But I think that's really what brought white folks in a lot, because Timbaland, if you want to talk about pushing sound and pushing the culture forward, I feel like they took hip hop and they took pop music and they mixed that bitch in with some gumbo. Tasty, wonderful. Put some rice in that, baby.
Everybody can enjoy it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I think that's what I think. I lost my train of thought.
You think it's a hip hop techno blend? You think that's the most popular genre in the world?
I say hip hop mixed with pop.
You know what's like that? Not to get off track too much, but like
G about to go all the way off track.
Yeah, so Jeezy is kind of like one of those, like, he's a white rapper, but he makes that kind of like music where it's like hip hop, pop. Like every single song that he drops is damn near like it has that sound, and it just goes through the roof because that's what the people want. So it is a good thing that hip hop is expanding its boundaries. You got different subgenres, right? You got country rap.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
The rock rap, with new metal. I don't listen to new metal, but like new metal, Linkin Park.
That is.
I
know
so,
Linkin Park.
Linkin Park. So it's different sub genres of hip hop and rap, and that's why the culture is the way that it's just that it is. So.
Bro, you're wrong.
How am I wrong?
It's not hip hop, bro. It's pop. So like, this the thing. Like, I think that we put too much emphasis on how important rap is. Like, we think that everybody love rap and shit. When okay, so it's number one here, but like worldwide it's pop, and then it's like we think that like it's just the golden child that nothing came wrong. Niggas is getting tired of hearing this bullshit, bro. Like, niggas show prices is going down. Like, niggas getting tired of niggas going to the studio punching in. It ain't no crap to this shit no more. And that's why this shit is falling off. But I'm a fan of that, bro, because I'm like, well, this shit garbage. What's the next? What we going to next? What's the next mode of music? You know what I'm saying? Because hip hop only came around in what, 73?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
it's young.
You know what?
What up?
You know why I'm laughing, bro? You know I'm laughing? Because you tried to set us up. You tried to set us up because you looked at us. What do you think?
Yeah, I was like,
he said, hey, let me ask y'all something. One more thing. I got one more thing to move on. What do you think? You thought we both gonna say hip hop.
Yeah.
He said, real, you're wrong.
Real took the bait.
Damn.
You funny, bro. That was smooth, man.
That was smooth.
That was smooth, man.
That's smooth.
But look, though, just a little fun fact before we move on, because we've been talking about hip hop for a while. So, hip hop isn't the number one genre of music in the world. Globally, it's pop. According to PrimeSound.org, hip hop is Apple Music's number one export. So niggas on Apple Music is blasting hip hop. But Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube Music's most popular genre is pop. So hip hop is ruling Apple Music, but these other apps, niggas is bumping pop.
Facts. Facts, man. Well, what about movies, man? Because movies is you can relate movies to music too. Because it's hard for me to find a good movie. I know what I said about music. There's a lot of music out here that is actually good. Like you said, we got to find it. But I don't say the same thing about movies. I don't run along a good movie or a series that often. I actually just watched. Shout out Kevin Hart because bro, he killed that role.
Talking about a Lift?
True
Story.
Lift was okay. I think that was overhyped to me personally. But True Story with oh my, what's the actor name, bro? Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, what's his name?
Nigga, that's something I never seen, and he killed that role in a serious role. Like but see, like that different type of approach, a different story. Everything's recycled. Everything is just regenerated through whatever system. Like the artists aren't artists. Yeah. They're just trying to copy people. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. It's not.
Yeah, I haven't seen like a best movie out right now, but I know for TV show, I'm a big Power fan. Like I'm really messing with Raising Kanan. Shout out to all the actors. Shout out Patina Miller, Mudkai Curtis, and all them. I think Raising Kanan is like the best power series. Like right now, it's more realistic, but often and like right now, we don't see a whole lot of shows like that. And I think the entertainment industry is kind of going down, kind of like what you said, with Marvel and DC. Like Marvel, I don't know what they're doing in Marvel. Marvel is all over the place about where they want to go as far as creating the new Avengers or the next so and so.
But that's the thing, we don't need another Avengers. We've had enough of Avengers. We don't need another one. Right. To be honest, that whole Endgame, we didn't need that shit. I don't think we needed
Endgame was the shit, but after Endgame,
Infinity War was good. But Endgame was watchable. Endgame is watchable. It's not that good. No, because to me, I would have enjoyed it more. And once again, different. You don't always need a happy ending because in life there's not always happy endings.
That's true.
You understand? And the thing that was dope about Thanos, you could really reason with Thanos. Mm-hmm. Like Thanos really a villain. Thanos had a lot of logic to it. So they did their thing as far as twisting the villains around and their motives, but we didn't need Endgame. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the best villains are always villains that they're not just trying to take over the world. You can a villain like Joker or somebody, you know what I'm saying, you can relate to a little bit.
Especially with this 2019 Joker. With this 2019 Joker, he was you get to see his story of why
what got him to that
why
point.
He was so dark. That the man had a laughing condition. He found out his mom's wasn't really his mom's, and then it was just very bad. But I think with this Joker, you really got to see him of his backstory and whatnot. And then DC does need more movies like that. Like you say, Jay, is we always want the happy ending. That's not how things work. Sometimes.
Yeah, movies suck. Movies and TV shows suck nowadays.
Yeah, they do, man. I think Hollywood is sick. Hollywood is also in the era like junk food, fast food that we was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm. Fast food music, fast food movies, fast food entertainment.
All of that, just entertainment in general, man. Like, there's a lack of creativity in Hollywood. It's really just leading to like overinflated movie budgets, leading to box office bombs. So like, we just talking about the MCU, right? So they latest movie, The Marvels, that was supposed to be their big baby, the one that's putting all the money behind, right? So that movie was shot for $274.8 billion, $250,000, and they only made $206 million back. So they lost 70-something million on that.
Damn.
And that's America though. That's America. But the flip side to that, right? So there was a movie that came out last year, and I don't know if y'all seen it because there's so many Godzillas out. But there was a movie called
I seen it. Godzilla.
You seen it?
I went to the movies and
What
watched
you
it.
think about it?
Okay, so it was watchable.
Okay, so you didn't.
But like I see what they were doing. It was very retro. It was very retro with the way they shot it because Godzilla didn't even move. Nigga was stiff. Like, this nigga didn't have no. Bro, he looked like a toy Godzilla. Like he didn't move. He didn't bend. He didn't have no damn wiggle room in his body. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't the most fantastic looking Godzilla, but I still think it was a great movie though. I give it like a maybe 8.5 out of 10.
Kong versus Godzilla. Now that was a good one.
You like that better?
Yeah, because that nigga actually moved. If I see a monster, I want my monster to move like a monster. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, it was good, but so like the thing about it, bro, like I brought that up because that movie was shot with a $15 million budget, and that's like the complete opposite of the Marvels,
Right.
Because I forgot how much it grossed, but it made a lot of money, and like this had Hollywood in the suffer. They was trying to figure out what did Godzilla -1 do good that we not doing over here with the MCU. And I think that just, bro, like everybody's trying to be like the MCU. Everybody's trying to have movies. It's a superhero movie, or they create some type of universe. We just talking about Power.
Right.
Power is good, but they took that model from the MCU, and everybody in Hollywood is just trying to be like that. Like nobody has original ideas that's really, giving us something new. So Godzilla -1 was something new because in a lot of those movies they be like,
it was new. I will give you that.
It was a different perspective because a lot of the movies they focus on Godzilla. This one they focus on the people. Like the main character, I think his name was Shikishima, but basically
I feel bad for him, bro.
Yeah. Well, we got to see his life. We got to see he got, he was a kamikaze pilot during World War II. And he was supposed to go like basically kill himself to go blow somebody up in the World War II. And he got scared and tapped out. So he said something was wrong with his plane. And he landed and he had these people working on it, but then Godzilla came and destroyed all that shit. And he was scared, he was shook. So he had to keep dealing with this. We got to see him meet somebody he eventually married. They adopted a baby, and then Godzilla came and fucked them up too. So I was like, we were connected to the characters, and it's just like now everything is, they focused on the comedy, everything is witty. Like, nah, bro, give us something where we can lock in on the people.
And it's crazy. That first movie you mentioned, you said that they lost $78 million.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
$70-something million.
And but they just trying to recreate something that going back to the radio discussion, they're gonna play what they know is gonna make money, but they're playing what they know people are gonna listen to, so nothing new is being created. Yeah. And the second part of that is too much fucking money out here for anybody to be broke. I know I talk a lot of shit about how our system is just based on making money. You can't even dream or be passionate about something without thinking about how you're gonna make money. But in the same breath, if these niggas can waste $78 million and just be like, fuck it, on to the next one, you can make it, bro. Bro, there's too much money out here. If you're not taking advantage of it, either you are incredibly deprived or you just lazy as fuck, bro.
And then, they said the same thing with Aquaman 2. Like I think Aquaman 2, the Kingdom, something like that. But they were saying how like the numbers for that went down, and then that was part of like DC. So all that is like, man, like we put in so much like investment to it, but it just wasn't the product, or people just wasn't messing with it like that. You know?
Well, DC been bombing. I ain't gonna lie. Like, Marvel was killing DC when it came to the movies, but like, I think America's just tired of seeing the same shit. Where like we got exaggerated franchises. Like, how many movies Fast and Furious got?
Man, they got like 12.
We got shit like Fast and the Furious, Halloween, Transformers, Scream, Star Wars. Star Wars used to be legendary, bro. But like a Star Wars movie come out now, anybody want to see that.
And it's kind of like they keep making, you know, sequels and prequels, because 50 Cent already said
already successful franchises instead of putting new ideas out there.
See, 50 Cent, he already said, you know, for both Power and BMF, he already said, all right, for like Power, like I want like the storyline to keep going on just like Law and Order. He said the same thing with BMF, because, you know, Lamar and BMF, like if you guys know, like Lamar supposed, like he was supposed to die, but they brought him back to life. And then 50 Cent even said, hey, you know, yeah, Cannon got shot, but at the same time, this is Power, and anything can happen. They just keep bringing back people that were supposed to be dead, and it don't need to be like that. But I think also too is that people don't want to see certain people on screen go. Like with Unique from Raising Kanan, like Unique got his ass whooped by his brother. Like his brother fucked his shit up, but now it's a leaked picture out saying that Unique comes back as a different character as Breeze, where he changed his name. But it's like, man, I actually wanted him to die. Like I didn't want him to come back. No. Like that. I'm glad his brother Ronnie fucked him up. But once again,
what you got against Unique then?
Nah, but it's just, you know, we just need to make stuff like more realistic instead of just keeping it going on. And I think another favorite movie of mine was like back in the day. And we spoke about this weeks back. It's called The Grey with Liam Neeson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like,
nigga, that movie was so good, bro.
Yeah.
I can't believe I had just seen that last year. That's crazy.
Like, I seen that like years back, and I said, yo, I really like this movie because obviously nobody escaped, everybody died. But at least, you know, for Liam Neeson's sake, like he went out like pretty strong.
Bro, he went out like a gangster. That motherfucker, bro. The leader of the pack came up, walked up on him. He looked him dead in the face. Well, he put a knife on his shit or something.
He had like a glass thing.
He said, all right.
I ain't seen the movie, so
let's get it. Let's get it, bro. That shit, no, you need to watch that, bro.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
On Netflix or something?
I don't know. What's it on, bro?
It's on Stars.
Stars?
Yeah, you got Stars.
Ah, damn, bro.
But yeah, bro, I think that like, you know, Hollywood just don't know what we're looking for. I mean, they I think that politics have a lot to do with what's going on right now too. Because you got, you know, rises of like the feminist movement, genderism, political correctness, gender and race swapping, bro. Like, no offense, but that Little Mermaid movie, we didn't need that.
I ain't see it.
I didn't see that.
What's the conversation around that, bro? So what's going on?
I mean, the big thing was they, you know, the Little Mermaid was white, right?
And then they made her mix or something, right?
Nah, she black.
She black.
Halle Bailey, Chloe Bailey's sister.
I thought she was mixed. Isn't she like super light skin?
Nah.
For real?
She not super light skin. That might have been like some makeup or something, but everybody was talking about that because it was like, it was supposed to be a thing where like, oh, little black girls can look up and see themselves represented on screen, but it's like, it's no originality in that. Right. Why didn't y'all just create a new character? Why didn't y'all create a new story? Like,
princess, yeah.
But y'all rehashed the same movie, but put a black girl on it. You know what I'm saying? Then you got, like Disney had a movie that came out last year, The Haunted Mansion 2. This is an Eddie Murphy movie from like the early 2000s. Like, who asking for Coming to America 2? Who's asking for these movies to come out? Like, y'all just y'all going back and looking for shit. Oh, let's make a remake to this instead of where the creativity, the original ideas.
See, they did the same thing with The Color Purple. Like, The Color Purple came out like way back.
That shit just came out
way back, and then now this is
50 years.
Right. And then you know,
shout out. You came up on that mic, you said The Color Purple.
I mean, you know, shout out to, you know, all the actors, Taraji, Jennifer Hudson. Shout out to the, you know, actors and whatnot. But it was just we didn't need that. And me personally, I'm not gonna see that because it's like, nah, it's not gonna be the same as the original. You feel what I'm saying? So.
And I mean, bro, The Lion King and in real time, who needed that, bro? Like, we got a classic cartoon. I don't need to see a real lion sounding with an English voice.
Cartoons, man.
Did you watch that?
I love. Well, I ain't gonna lie. That's probably my least favorite live action one. But that the Tarzan live action, the Jungle Book live actions, bro. I don't know why.
That's
I just
different
love
though. We
shit.
talking about y'all created real lions. And they got an English voice and they talking and like it's the same.
Nah, that is
I watched
backwards,
something on
though.
YouTube, bro. It was the same animation, like it was side by side. The cartoon versus the real joint. All they did was put like a new skin over it, and that's it. Like who needed
Hold on,
that?
I mean, Idris did play him though.
So I mean, like
I mean, he black.
see, this is what I'm talking about. Gender, race swapping.
I'm weak.
But nah, bro. I think what also with this, like, you know, is having a backhanded effect because y'all killing some of these franchises. Like, I brought up Star Wars. Star Wars used to have a cult following. They still do. But like after, I can't remember. I'm not a Star Wars fan like that. But after that movie, the end of the first trilogy, when old boy, we found out how he became Darth Vader.
Okay.
It should have ended right there, bro.
Yeah, I think the same thing too. We're going on to another movie that could have been like really good, but it's just when they made the part 2, it was like
They be
why?
killing them. Yeah.
Like with Like Mike is with Bow Wow,
Like Mike,
you know,
that was my
and
shit,
then
bro.
Calvin Cambridge, right? You know, like
Like I
he was
had the VHS.
Yeah.
I used to watch this shit every night before sleep. That's
you
crazy.
know, and then they made the part 2 with another actor. But it's street ball, but it's like, bro, like it's not the same feel. Cause like the first one you had Bow Wow and then Morris Chestnut, but with this one it's like, I don't know who Buddy is. Like, no offense, I don't know who the actor is. Like, it's not the same. But I think like Mike could have been like a great, you know, like franchise
Standalone
movie.
movie.
Yeah,
Could have been a good standalone. Y'all didn't need that too.
Yeah,
And like
they
you said, it
need
was a
that
whole
era.
different take. Street ball, like, you know what I'm saying? I guess it was a cool twist, but y'all should have just made a different
Yeah,
movie. Don't
right.
attach it to like. So what y'all think about, like, you know, obviously we talk about the 90s as like the golden age a lot of times. 90s it's a double whammy because they got a golden age in hip hop and a golden age in black cinema. Because I think black cinema 90s was a peak for that. What y'all think about the 90s and the golden age of media, music and TV?
so like it was
I
more
mean, like it's nostalgia for us. But then I think that when you call something like that a golden age, it's golden age for us because that's.
How
what
can it be
we-
nostalgia if we weren't born yet, though? These are
Nah,
classic
these
movies.
These are movies that y'all that we grew up on. You know what I mean? If I grew up like watching Gunsmoke and shit, then that's gonna be, I can't wait to watch Gunsmoke. Or Golden Girls, like that. It's all a cultural thing. So like that's like for me, of course, 90s and 2000s. I match 90s with 2000s. But definitely they're right up there. But I mean, it depends on who you're talking to.
Nah, bro, I disagree with that respectfully because you got to think about it. Like, okay, so you had, you know what I'm saying, you had like the so-called dangerous movies, Boys in the Hood,
Menace to Society.
Menace to Society. But you had a great era of black love in the 90s that was portrayed on the screen and on film that we don't get today.
Nah, I agree
You
with
got
you on
the
that.
Best Man, The Wood. What's the joint with Tupac and what you call it?
Poetic Justice.
Poetic Justice.
Poetic Justice.
Brown Sugar, like all these movies, we don't have these movies anymore. That something they figured out, and the actors and the actresses that they found in that time period were perfect because it's like they had the key to almost like the key to eternal youth. Like you look at all them niggas in the 90s that was in the movies we talking about, they still look young. Like it was something about that era that was magical that we haven't recreated today.
I think it was more authentic. Like
It was.
like it
more
was
realistic.
like you can tell like, you know, the writers, they took their time with, you know, creating a movie, really sitting down, coming up with
Legendary
this great-
filmmakers John Singleton, like
Shout out to
Spike
them.
Lee.
Yep. White Man, no, the
White
White
Man
Boy Can't Jump,
yeah.
White Boy Can't Jump, yeah, with Tupac and then the other dude. What else you got, man? It's just so many.
So
of
many
them.
Juice.
So many. Juice.
Tupac had a bunch of
Man,
Well, authentic,
yo.
because I mean, it goes back to everything we've been talking about today. Everything is replicated. I mean, it's just we are a replica of the 90s. We are a replica of the 2000s, the 80s, everything. Halloween, all the movies that you mentioned, all of it's just a replica of that. We're trying to recreate that.
But do you think that what I'm asking is, are we at the same quality as we were back then?
Oh, no.
In terms of like,
Definitely not. It's quantity. All of it is quantity.
Yeah.
None of it is that's the name of the game now. It's the law of averages. It's all about I mean honestly, everything we asking just comes back. That's my answer for it. Revenue, money.
quantity over quality.
Yeah, we don't nobody give a fuck about what art you're giving. It's just give us art. You know what I mean? Because we're in an age of addiction. We're addicted to everything. We always have to be stimulated. We always have to be watching a good movie. We have to be playing the dopest games. We have to be listening to the dopest music. It doesn't matter what it's saying as long as it sounds good. And I mean, these people know, they know the science behind it now. They know how to operate on that demon time hertz level. They know how to hit somebody's heart. So I mean, and the crazy part about it is we could go back to the 90s. We could go back to the 2000s. Whatever type of art that you feel as if is at least raw in its expression and authentic, we could definitely go back to that today. But authenticity doesn't sell. And in a way, I think it's a good thing, because I think that everything that is oversaturated and popular, I feel like if you don't have that, you don't have the anti-hero to that, which is authenticity. To be inauthentic, you need authenticity. So I mean, you need both of them. So in a way, there's nothing like going to a nice jazz club. You on a date and you just vibe, and you get some wine and you listen to a live band. Going to a spoken word outing where people could be rapping, could be singing, they could be just doing spoken word. It could have music behind it. It could be a cappella. It's authentic vibes. Like Drake is not the greatest hip hop artist of all time, or Tupac is not the greatest hip hop artist of all time because of the album sales that they have, or the notoriety that they have. Poetic Justice, Friday, the Bernie Mac show, Martin, shows like these are not great simply because they have the status behind them. They are great in their own right, but the things that you never hear about are just as great as these popular forms of expression. Even the things that you would consider underground, they're greater than that.
So do you think that, like, because I heard you talking about, like, you know, being an anti-hero in art, so do you think that an artist that operates, okay, Kendrick, I think Kendrick operates in that same mentality of going against the grain, like, nah, I'm gonna drop my album when I want to. But for me, I'm like, Kendrick, bro, you gotta drop more frequently. Like, you can't be moving like that in 2024. Like, I can't not have an album from you from 5 years. Like, y'all think them artists can even operate in the era that we in right now, in this age of like fast food entertainment?
I mean, they can operate on it, but it's not going to be to the level of success that the typical listener is going to want from them. Kendrick is perfect because I'm gonna compare him to Nas. I don't want Nas to be dropping as much as he is, because his shit does sound a little bit the same. I'm not gonna say all the way to like a young boy. I ain't gonna say that. But I mean, like, he's skilled enough to approach it on different levels. I think what he's doing with Hit Boy is amazing. But the thing about Kendrick is he waits and he masters his craft and he takes his time, and everything that you get is completely different, but it is still masterfully skillful. And Boz the same. Boz is really the same. I'm telling you, my nigga, Boz is that nigga, bro. Let me tell you why. Because he does the same thing Kendrick does. He barely drops albums, but every single album, you just don't like the nigga. Let's just be real.
You don't like Nas.
I love Nas. That's the difference. You don't give respect though. Like it's not just what's in your mind though. It's not just what is good to you. You got to understand. Like, who can I use? Travis Scott. He's an artist for this generation. Right. I don't listen to him like that, but I respect him because he has shifted the sound and all of that. Let's see, who else do I not fuck with?
You can't compare Boz.
You know,
I'm comparing Boz to Kendrick because every single album you get from him is different, and whether you like him or not, whether you like Kendrick or not, whether you like Boz or not, you are getting something completely different. That's something that the biggest artists in the world can't say. These niggas in Griselda definitely can't say that. Wayne, well, I ain't gonna say Wayne. Drake can't say that, really. Cole, on a certain level, really can't say that. And these are artists that we fuck with on a heavy, heavy level. Jadakiss, Fab, these all-time greatest artists can't say that because they only have one lane. And I mean, of course, their listeners are gonna come and gravitate towards them back, but there's something about the artists that can give you something different every time they release a new piece of art. That's irreplaceable to me.
Now, you know, to add on to that, like Kendrick said in an interview, like, I think it was like back in 2011 or 12, but he was just saying, like, you know, the reason why, you know, me and Drake is different because of our different lifestyles. You know, me, I don't value like the material shit as much versus Drake. Drake values, you know, the money, the women, you know, like the jury and whatnot. So that does play a factor. And then plus, you know, Kendrick can take years off and then come back and then still be on top. And then Drake did say that.
And let me say, Kendrick is privileged though, because most people do what Kendrick did, they wouldn't be able to come back and go as hard as. I will say that he is a little privileged.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question again, but before I ask you that, I just want to draw this comparison. So I watch. My favorite comedian right now is Corey Holcomb, and he has a podcast that he do every Wednesday, right? It's called the 5150 Show. So we was talking about Dave Chappelle earlier. I forgot what exactly was said, but he was talking about basically, you talking about like going to different comedy clubs.
Yeah, going to them hole in the wall places.
Yeah, so Corey was talking about, bro, like, it sounded kind of haterish, but he was like, he be bombing.
I heard it.
I heard it too.
I heard it too. He said that, bro, he really is not that funny.
He's like, he be bombing, and then, you know, he go to these spots and basically just get up there and talk to people, like, where the jokes at? And then he had like a panel of younger comedians, and they were saying, oh, well, he's put in the work to do that. He's put in so much work in the comedy game, he can go and not be funny for artists. Like, wait, no. Like, that's what it sounds like y'all saying to me about Kendrick. Oh, he's put in so much work that he can take 5 years off. No, you can't. Like, I need that off of you. I don't agree with that.
Okay. I explained my point.
That's what I
was.
Go ahead, you didn't answer that question, bro. Go ahead.
I mean, you know, just think, like, Kendrick and Drake, they're two different people. Like, Kendrick, in my opinion, has more substance than Drake. You know, Drake is just, like, he's somebody that just cares about the notoriety, versus Kendrick is somebody like that's been through more things that Drake has ever been in his life. You know, and Game even said on like the song with him and Drake in his lyric, he said
100?
Yeah, 100.
Yeah, 100.
Like niggas wanted to set you up. No, but it doesn't go. So basically telling Drake like, hey, like I had to talk to some bloods.
He was
first.
talking to Drake?
Mm-hmm. Talking about Drake. Saying like I had to negotiate deals with the set
I had to
first.
put a fire out.
Right. So that you could come up in our city. Because obviously, you know, like when people see Drake, especially like in Compton, it's just like, yo, like you don't have the same credentials as us to even be in this vicinity. Again, that's no disrespect towards Drake, but it's like that's two different cloths.
So you think that in today's atmosphere, you can take 5-6 years off and still drop dope pieces of art that will have the same impact as somebody that's dropping more frequently?
Of course.
Not like a young boy, but like a Cole. Cole's dropping every year. He's not dropping every month. You know what I'm saying? But like somebody like Cole that's dropping every year versus somebody that, like Kendrick that's taking 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but
are you as effective as Cole?
Yeah, because think about it. You know, Pac died at 25, but niggas still listen to Pac. Like they still.
Hold
on. But they still say, oh, Pac was 25 and he's like, you know, the Michael Jordan of rap. Like we're never gonna see this man again ever. But yet people still talk about and they still stream his music and they always say like he's the best. Like he's better than Biggie. Yeah. He's better than Nas. He's better than Eminem.
But hey, Wayne. Jay Relly, I gotta cut your wisdom though, because that right there, that point does not qualify as a valid response to this question. I'm gonna tell you why. So my response is predicated off what true art is, right? I'm gonna answer your question directly. No, people, because once again, Kendrick they cannot drop just once in 5 years. Kendrick's privileged. Kendrick made such a powerful impact in the early 2010s. Yeah. He has a cult-like following, and he stamped that bitch with To Pimp a Butterfly. He became a black figure. He became a cultural icon and an artist at that. He can do that.
I agree.
I mean, like, I think I don't think Cole could have done that. I can't think of many other artists that could do what Kendrick did in today's atmosphere. Even in the 2010s. Drake, I think, might, just because
Beyonce probably the only person that could do that.
Well, as artists, yeah. But see, like, it's hard to do that in hip-hop. Artists, probably. Taylor Swift probably could drop something. Maroon 5 could drop something right now. Hip-hop, it's a little bit different because I mean, even like, I mean, let's go back to Boz. Like, I mean, like, you.
He said, "Stop talking about this nigga so much. Stop talking about Boz."
No, but because hip hop, in black culture, period, you put in a box. You're supposed to be this right here, right? Mm-hmm. So in hip hop, you can't deviate from that box, or you're considered nigga, you whitewash, nigga, you went commercial, or nigga, this ain't hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Drake,
So
when he dropped, what's the shit that I didn't fuck with? Honestly, that mom.
yeah, true. You know what I'm saying? He went left with that, right?
Yeah.
I think that if you want to call that a flop, I think that that's valid. That's the only flop you could ever say. I personally think it was just elevated music, and he probably made that for businesses. But we talked about this, but that's what I'm saying. Nobody else can do what Kendrick did, real. And so I don't think anybody could do that. You have to drop at least one album a year. I mean, these days, damn, well, you see Drake now,
I'll give you 2 years.
Drake dropping 2 albums now. This nigga dropped Her Loss, and then not even a whole year later, this nigga gave us what, Scary Hours.
But see, that's dangerous though. That's what we need to talk about. When you got an artist at the magnitude of Drake that is an industry leader that sets trends in the industry,
And he's in the
if
bar.
he dropping 2 albums a year, then that mean OJ the Juice Man and all them other niggas gonna be dropping 2 times a year, and then it's a new standard. Oh, we gotta drop 2 albums a year. So
Man, when the
That's
fuck
crazy.
has OJ the Juice Man even
That's-
dropped
nigga, I
anything
don't-
since like 2000?
I was
Whatever
just-
Gucci Mane song he was on, nigga. Quarter brick, half a brick, whole brick.
Hey.
Oh, yo, that
wow.
was my shit. I was in elementary school cranking that shit.
So what's your final answer to that, bro? You still say yeah?
I'm gonna say it just depends because for the simple
Okay.
fact,
Okay.
you know, everybody has a certain listening sound. I know for a fact, you know, going back to my points, like Pac and Big, like they are dead and gone, but the impact that they had, like being so young, it outshines everything else that Drake could do, what Cole could do, what Kendrick can do because of the impact of how much they had, you know, with hip hop and rap. So I just think it just depends on, you know, the person and to whatever it is that you want to listen to or whoever you consider is the greatest of all time, because that could go in many different ways. So, you know, obviously y'all say Wayne is the greatest of all time. Some people might say it's Marshall Mathers is the greatest of all time. So it just depends.
Definitely.
He might be a plant, man. I'm telling you, he might be a plant. Y'all know I fuck with him, but he might be a plant.
We got to talk about that off camera, bro. Because I really want to hear what you think about that.
I've just been thinking. We talk about
Yeah,
it.
we talk about
it.
But yo, man, we about to wrap this episode up, man. The last thing I wanted to say was like just touching on the cartoons aspect. So I think we've even fallen off with shit like that, man. I wish I got this shit for the show, but there was a clip of I think it was a Disney cartoon that won the first Grammy in like the 40s or 50s,
Mhm.
and this shit was so deep. It was about like a tree, right? And like, you know how like them old cartoons, the trees had arms and shit. It was doing this shit and dancing.
I know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah,
I got you.
They had gloves on and
I
shit.
know.
They had gloves and yeah. So look, it was a tree, and he was hating because it was another tree with his girl. It was another tree with another tree, and there was a female. So the tree came in, and he had like a little flame, and he like.
So he was
put
a
the
simp.
flame there. Nah, he put a flame on the nigga on the tree with this girl. This is weird as fuck to explain. So, hey, come on, we can get the B-roll on this shit. So he put the tree on this girl and the dude with his girl, and like it started like something in the forest. Like the birds had like got a little something where they scooped some water in and they was trying to put it out.
Oh.
And then the tree with his girl was trying to blow it, but it kept growing and kept growing. So basically, like all of these animals that was in the forest was trying to put it out, and it kept growing, and eventually they ended up putting it out somehow. I can't remember the whole thing. But the only person that got killed was the tree that started it. So like all the cartoon characters was lively and stuff, but then they showed just like a log, which was the nigga that had started it. So it's kind of like cartoons almost, whatever lesson you get from that, you kind of understand by watching it.
Yeah,
I don't know the exact lesson,
yeah.
but you was like, oh, he deserved that, you know what I'm saying? But cartoons ain't like that no more. Cartoons are like, they so political or they just silly characters. They're not teaching us the morals.
Matter of fact, you know,
family
kids these
manners
days
and stuff
they watch YouTube. They don't watch they don't watch.
They still
It's
watch
just YouTube.
cartoons, but they watching like Paw Patrol and shit like that.
I feel like that's like a
Teach
couple
them
years ago
ABCs.
they'd be watching that. I feel like kids
You don't
like
think kids watching cartoons?
like 5. I mean, if they do, maybe on YouTube. I don't know. Do they? No, they don't. Yeah, they don't watch no
They
damn.
don't watch cartoons on TV. They do. What you talking about?
I watch cartoons.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you still got it, but
I
yeah.
watch cartoons on YouTube.
My
You can watch
sister's
it on
answering that
YouTube.
right there.
But I feel like, you know, the level of quality not the same. Like for me, the last good well, I wasn't gonna say SpongeBob, but I fuck with Regular Show and Adventure Time. Adventure Time was shady. Adventure Time was shady because it took off and went some other direction. But Regular Show was good.
Maybe not shows, but I mean, there's still some. They still coming out with. I think that's the one silver lining. Some good Disney movies, some good animated movies coming out. Not shows though.
You think that they on the same level that they was though, like the Disney classic cartoons?
I don't think it's on the same level as the music and the.
I'm about to say that even the music was classic in them cartoons.
And the movies that we were talking about earlier, but I say they're still okay. They're still. I think that that's a silver lining. We still have good kids movies because I think the kids movies these days they incorporate a lot of adult lessons to where you can understand them. Avatar, and honestly, like Avatar 2, that was a great movie.
It's not a cartoon.
Not a cartoon. I think you know what I mean. The movie. That's a great movie. You know what I'm saying? That was a fantastic movie. And we waited 15 years for that.
That was a sequel.
It was a sequel, and it actually, but
it lived up to it.
But see, they took the time to create that art.
Yep.
Yeah, and it worked.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
What you think, bro?
I
You
mean,
on the same level with that?
yeah,
We need to hit on
You said young?
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Did you talk on your?
Especially about music, bro.
A large part of this was music, bro, because we hip hop fans, and like I think y'all get the idea, man. Like I think that you know, we talked about it in the last episode. Winston Churchill said, "America stands at the summit of the world," and I think definitely our entertainment is not there anymore, or it might still be there, but it's falling off, and it's a race to get to the top now.
But you know, before we wrap this up though, let's make sure we spend time talking about solutions because we can't be one of them people that just bitch about how fucked up everything is. So what are we doing? Like, what are we doing from here? What is the next steps to bring authenticity back into quote unquote mainstream media?
Got to take our time. I think everything is rush.
That's a good answer.
Like everybody just want it now. Like now. That's not how the game works, my friend. Like you're gonna have to really sit down, really plan everything out from A to Z, and then just follow your vision. You know, artists, back in the day, they used to wait like either like 2 or 3 years or like 4 years to put out an album because they really, they had to go out and still, live life more. Cole once said in a song, and Let My Hand Go, he said sometimes.
That's a good song.
Great song. I love that song.
That's a good goddamn song.
Like he said in the lyrics, like sometimes you gotta step away to create a newer vision because be
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So that's what we have to do more is just take our time, live a little bit more, and yeah.
That's a great answer, bro. Because honestly, when he asked me that, I didn't have the answer. Because I'm like, I don't know what to say, but I guess I'm gonna build off of that and just say like, take your time. Ignore. I've always been a person that went against the trends. Like I don't care about what's trending right now, but take your time to really get inspiration and create something around that. Like even shit on social media, I be seeing be pissing me off. Like. The people that be having the videos and then they be up there, they Photoshop themselves, it'd be like just looking at it. I'm like, why are you here? Like I'm looking at the video, like, but you just copy and paste it and put yourself on there. Like,
why are you here?
Creativity, bro, and you getting views off of that.
Yeah,
like people be on YouTube taking somebody's whole video and put it on their page. So you what if somebody did that with our song? Like you taking views away from the actual creator to repost it. Like that's,
so we feeding them niggas.
So it's back to what we started on. Let's talk about positivity is corny, negativity sells. And I mean, I do want to bring this up and make sure this is ingrained. No matter what, we got to understand where we're coming from. The fabric, the blood that pumps throughout this nation is one of money. We have to attach revenue and a salary and how we're going to afford to live with every decision that we make. So we can't forget that. And to flip that, so you got authenticity and inauthentic. So the inauthentic is what's selling. The copycats are what's selling. The microwave shit is what's selling. The fast food shit is what's selling. But the reason that we didn't have an answer is because we need to make sure that we're spending enough time on the solutions, to be honest. We should have prepped for that, I think. But I definitely think that I'll echo what I'm probably gonna say a lot going forward. And I've said in my last podcast, there's been studies shown that when you integrate meditation and mindfulness inside,
This nigga answered everything.
I'm telling you, when you integrate it in systems, but you do it preemptively and you do it consistently, there's been an inverse reduction in violence, both mental and physical. They've done it in schools, they've done it in prisons. Now, it doesn't mean that it's always going to work for everybody, but we have to make sure that we're teaching, and it goes down to kids when they're at elementary school, then to middle school, to high school, implement it in jobs, implement it in colleges, implement it when you're doing your businesses, implement it in government. Meditation and mindfulness is all about being present within yourself. A lot of the root of all problems that you don't feel at home within yourself. Being at home with this vessel, this is where you live. A lot of people try to escape just this body by listening to music, to watching a movie, to watching TV, to smoking, to drinking, and all else. Everything these days is just the age of stimulation and drugs. And it's all an effort to escape where you are. And you can even be doing something beneficial like going to the gym. It's all an effort to be something better than yourself. And I'm not saying you shouldn't try to improve yourself. I should say that if we're going to move forward, we have to first move forward with who we are now. We have to be at home within ourselves. We have to teach it in homes. We have to make it so much a part of our culture that every person, we need to make it so much a part of our culture to the point where that's the movement of peace that we're going to be moving from. Because that's, to me, the ultimate goal, peace, where everybody is not necessarily happy, but everybody is content within themselves. That's the answer.
That leads to originality and creativity.
Yeah, and that will spark original behavior. That will spark all of that, man. All of that. So I say definitely integrate meditation and mindfulness in your life. And I'm not talking about try it for a week or try it for 3 months and then decide maybe it's not work for you. No, it's with things you have to introduce it in your life to the point where it's a part of your very being. So it becomes part of you like a leg. I use this example with love, Valentine's Day. When you fall in love with somebody, the falling in love is really the act of becoming married, so to speak. So you become one. So when you fall in love with somebody, whether it's a friendship or a relationship, it's like cutting off your leg, and then now your leg is replaced by that person, and that person also shares a leg with you. So you need to be building meditation and mindfulness so much a part of you, and just in any way. There's not just one way to meditate. There's not just one way to be mindful. In any way, just present awareness of being so much to the point where you fall in love with all of the terrible fuck shit that you come with, and that you know you come with, and that you try to deny, just as much as you fall in love with everything that is great, gracious, and beautiful about you. And thank you. That was my TED Talk.
Well said, man.
Please slow down. Slow down. Really take your time. Because again, we're just tired of seeing, the same old, back-to-back sequels, prequels. Like, no, take your time, please.
Slow down.
Yeah, really.
Now turn around. And
I just want to get to know you.
See, that's music. That's when music was music. Not this bullshit they be having out today. Who is Spice Ice?
Hey, yo,
who is that?
That's been the Peace of Mind podcast. Hey, I'm your boy King Coop, 1/3 of the host here.
King Rel.
Y'all come here. Y'all go get this in the shot.
We got a little audience today.
Yeah, this is the audience.
It's a piece of mind, one piece at a time.
I'm King Sage, KJNGSAGE. Follow me on Instagram. This is our executive producers right here. They were our audience.
What's up?
Peace.